Hey everybody. Well, it's time for me to share with everybody what God has been doing in our lives the last year. I wanted to do this for a long time and just really let you know what was going on, but you know how the church thing goes. Long story short is God is moving us to Cape Girardeau, Missouri. So now you know it's God because when have I ever thought about Missouri? I haven't until God brought it up. Now that's the rip the Band-Aid right off part. Let me go back now and tell you how this came about. Early 2009, Sonia and I just observed some really odd things. Nothing bad, nothing terrible, just odd things in our lives. Even tried to refi our house, and we have great credit, should have gone right through, but a software glitch even stopped that from happening. As we prayed about what's going on here, what our mortgage guy kept saying kept ringing in my ears and our mind is that as long as you're going to live in this house, for a couple years, then, this is a great deal. Well, as we were praying and asking God, why in the world wouldn't you want us to save some money each month with a smart house refi, it hit us that maybe God wasn't going to leave us in that house for that long. And all those other things we just kind of added up and we said, or we began to believe or think, well, maybe God's getting ready to move us. So we didn't do anything except pray. Didn't send out resumes or tell people, hey, we're looking for a place to go. I mean, we weren't looking for a place to go. We love where we serve. We love the people we serve with. We have no reason to leave. So we just began to pray, God, if you want to move us, if this is your plan, you know where we are. We are not seeking it. We're just seeking your will. If you want to move us, you know where we are. We know you can do it. That was our simple prayer. Began that in April of 2009. Now, in July, someone called and said, hey, can I recommend you to my church? I said, well, here's the deal. I'm not looking to go anywhere, but if you want to recommend me, I'll talk to him because I see God maybe doing, something. I'm not sure. Well, we talked with them for about 6 months. That didn't work out. And then someone else called me in December, said, may I recommend you to a church? And I told them the same thing. And that wasn't where God wanted us to go. In fact, the person that recommended me ended up going there, and that was awesome. God was just using us as a part of revealing his will to him. I've had a college professor call, another fellow student from the University of Mobile, who, to be honest with you, and he may watch this and go, wow, I can't believe this, but I didn't even really remember him at first. Anyway, he called, hey, or emailed me, hey, can I recommend you? But in the end, the person that recommended me in December who ended up going there, he and the pastor of that church are mutual friends with a friend of mine from seminary who's still serving in Louisville, Kentucky. So he knew the whole story. He knew what was going on. He knew about that. Called and said, hey, can I recommend you to the pastor that mentored me when I surrendered to the ministry? So I told him the whole thing. Hey, not looking for anywhere to go. Love where we are. But see God doing something. It's real weird. And anyway, so he did. Pastor Mark Anderson called me for the first time in maybe late January, I believe. Then I sent him some stuff he asked for through February. I think we maybe emailed once or twice. In March, he said, hey, they had just started this process. He said, hey, we're still going through this process. Just want you to know. But anyway, so we just continued praying about it. Didn't hear anything. We thought maybe, the process was over. And so early May, we had that, by the way, back in August. Our mortgage guy called and said, hey, we can refi your house. They fixed the software glitch, and, we can close next week. Of course, I had to say, well, wait a minute, not yet. I'm not sure what's going on. Just, we better wait. And anyway, so in May, we thought, well, maybe this process is over. So I took a week and I fasted and prayed. And the next week went to a worship conference and was really challenged by some things. And when we got back on Monday, I was going to call and refi my house. On that Saturday, Pastor Mark called again. And what he said was, hey, the committee and I have been meeting, and we unanimously, and praying, and we unanimously agree that you're the guy we should pursue at this point. So will you go the next step? And to be honest with you, I couldn't say no. I just finished fasting and praying and seeking God, and he called. I knew this wasn't coincidence. So we did, went the next step, began talking with them early May, and fasted some more as we were getting to the point of needing to, discern whether this is where God was going. And all along the process, God said yes, yes, yes. Anytime we had a question, God turned it around into a positive. It was yes, until in the very end, we were just certain. We know without a shadow of a doubt this is God's will, just as certainly as we know God called us to Meadowbrook. We know he's calling us to Linwood Baptist Church in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. So for those of you at Meadowbrook, July 18th will be our last Sunday at Meadowbrook, and then we'll be moving up to Cape Girardeau and get settled in so that our kids can get ready for school. It's been quite a year. It's been a very tough year in a lot of ways. Every time I would fast, the spiritual warfare would kick into high gear, especially against my wife. Sonia couldn't fast because we still had a young child that she was nursing. But every time I would fast, it was just crazy, the spiritual warfare. But we feel relaxed in a lot of ways to know we're at the end of that part of this journey and seeking God's will, to know where he's sending us. It's obviously bittersweet. We love Meadowbrook. We love everyone we serve with here, and we love you guys. And so we're excited about where we're going to serve too. Check it out on the web at linwoodbc.org. And if you're ever coming up that way, come and see us. So it has been quite a journey this year, seeking God. We know him more than ever before, and we know without a shadow of a doubt that he has spoken and is leading us in this direction. So keep up with us. Keep coming back here, godseekerblog.com, and keep up with us, and we'll keep up with you guys. We love you. Bye.